Hey guys, welcome back to another Ravens review. Today we are reviewing the last preseason game of 2022. Remember last week? Remember last week when I said that the uh, Ravens against the Commanders would be an easy game? I forgot the Commanders had Sam Howell. Sam Howell did amazing. He just needs to throw the ball in the pocket a little bit more, but we'll get to that. First quarter, I saw a lot of good things this whole game. I actually wrote less than what I did in the previous 2 weeks for some reason, so that's good, I guess. Brandon Stevens continues to get beat. I don't think Stevens is going to be a great slot cornerback. Just because of the fact that he gets beat, and I don't think he's not fat. I don't think he's fast enough to be a slot cornerback. Maybe Pepe Williams. But that being said, Stevens did play safety last year, so giving him a new slot cornerback role is going to be a different change for him. From the first couple of pass sets, Linderbaum looked to be absolutely destroying the defensive line, which we love to see. The first drive, Benjamin Victor dropped a pass while running over the middle. We'll get to more on him, but he's just got to use his body more instead of his hands, which he did later in the game. Nick Boyle looks like he's feeling better. There was one play on special teams where he came flying in to make the tackle on the punt returner. I think this was a good test for the Ravens' third strings, especially because Sam Howell did really good. And in the first quarter, they had their starters out. Kind of. If you think about it, Diami Brown, Jahan Dotson wasn't out there, but so let's say like the young studs. Josh Ross continues to play well. I really hope he gets a spot on this roster. We'll get to more on him later. I did later in the first quarter. I did see that Linderbaum is a bit grabby, but this was his first game back. So that could be just because of that, his injury. Moon was exploding off the ball tonight. He had a lot of QB pressures and sacks. With Tyus Bowser on the pup list, I wouldn't be surprised if they put Moon on the 53-man roster. After the almost touchdown that Stevens got burnt, they played him on that boundary, and we didn't hear his name at all the rest of the night. Final thing for the first quarter is, please don't have Demarcus Robinson punt returning or kick returning. He doesn't go vertical enough. He goes east to west instead of north to south, and that's the same thing that happened to him at Kansas City. He got a safety, so don't let him return. That being said, welcome to Baltimore, Demarcus Robinson. On that touchdown, though, there were two sit-down routes right next to each other for the tight ends. And I was kind of upset about that. Ben Mason looks like a stud if Patrick Ricard, God forbid, ever goes down. He made a great catch, and he sealed off the edge with a nice block. Nick Moore got down on the punts real quick. That's something that I see him do more often than Morgan Cox. Tyler Beatty seemed off tonight. He wasn't hitting his holes. He fumbled, I believe, in the last kick return of the game. Hopefully he can bounce back if he ever gets a shot on the 53-man roster, which I think is a good possibility. The third quarter, I think that either Benjamin Victor or Shamar Bridges should make the roster, just because we don't have a big body receiver. I mean, that's not a tight end if you think about it. So, if I had to pick one right now, I would pick Victor, just because he seems to be getting more separation than Bridges is. And then the challenge call on Demarcus Robinson's touchdown. Why did he challenge that? The only thought for me is just to get a gauge of what the refs were gonna do, but they did the same exact thing that they would have done last year, and he literally said, "That's the right call" after they overturned it. I lip read, and he's like, "That's the right call." Okay. Anthony Brown could throw one heck of a deep ball. He did that one to Demarcus Robinson, actually two to Demarcus Robinson, and then one to Benjamin Victor. And then on his scramble, I love how Brown didn't force anything. He pump faked, which is a little stress. He pump faked, which is a little bit it stresses me out a little bit, but other than that. And then on the kick, there was a high snap from Nick Moore. Is that his name? Yeah, it is. But Stout corralled it, and he put it down, and the PAT was good. I like Moon over Means for our last outside linebacker spot. I think that Moon has more upside, and Steven Means is just a tad bit slow. Josh Ross is wearing the green dot, so hopefully that means that we see him on the 53-man roster sometime. Ardarius Washington, he needs to learn how to tackle. He missed a couple tackles on Sam Howell, and then another one on a receiver. And at the end of the third quarter, you could tell that Harbaugh was not happy with the missed tackles. And then finally on the fourth quarter, I've realized that there's been no offsides calls all preseason from the defense. I mean, there might have been like one or two, but I haven't like paid attention enough to like just make sure that's the correct statement or not. I love how McDonald is using our linebackers to create pressure. That's something we didn't do last year. We relied on our safeties to come off the edge, but we're blitzing through the middle now. And then, like I said earlier, Victor wasn't catching with his chest. But now in the fourth quarter, he made a couple catches with his chest instead of his hands, which is a big improvement in contested catch situations. So guys, that's about it. It was a good win, even though we almost lost. That would not have been good, especially if I said last week that tonight was going to be an easy game. In a couple days, I'm going to post my roster predictions. I made one at the start of week 1, and I'm gonna try to take a stab at it now that all the 3 preseason games are done. So without a doubt, what am I saying? It's too late. I'm tired. Thanks guys for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys later.